This time on Film Ranker, we are looking at the films of director Edgar Wright. Wright is one of the very few directors who has yet to make a misstep. The British director has 5 movies under his belt, unless you count Fistful of Fingers, which he made with his friends as a teenager and only showed in one theater. So we're not going to count that. But all of the other 5 are fantastic. So let's count them down from best to even more best. Hot Fuzz. Just because this is at the bottom doesn't mean it isn't great, because it is. It is fun to watch Simon Pegg playing against type as the by-the-book super cop, while Nick Frost is great as always, this time as the Bad Boys 2 loving son of the lieutenant. Plus, there are terrific turns from established stars Jim Broadbent and the evil Timothy Dalton. While it has a lot of quirky moments, it is the closest thing to a straight-up shoot-'em-up action movie that Wright has made, and it maybe leans just a bit too far in that direction. Plus, the kinda sort of mystery falls a bit flat, but it is still fantastic. Baby Driver. Edgar Wright understands the importance of music, maybe more than any other director working today. And with Baby Driver, he takes that musicality to the next level. With scenes like the opening car chase set to John Spencer Blues Explosion and the quirky choreographed coffee run, everything is synchronized to the beat, and there are great touches like a high tinnitus sound anytime Baby's music stops. Also fantastic are the leads Ansel Elgort and Lily James. Where things start to fall apart a bit are in the second half, when it all gets a bit too gritty for a film that really needs to stay sleek from end to end. Shaun of the Dead. There were comedy zombie films before this, and there have been some famous ones since, but none of them mix genres as well as Shaun of the Dead. It's a comedy first and foremost, and it's a funny one, with Pegg and Frost doing their thing as only they can, but it is also a legitimately good zombie movie with some solid action and way more deaths than anyone would expect from this kind of film. Edgar Wright came out of the gates hot with this movie. The World's End. The third part of the Cornetto trilogy is also the best film of the 3. Edgar Wright changes genres yet again to delve into sci-fi, and not surprisingly, he kills it. All of the characters are interesting, especially Nick Frost, who gets his own chance to play against type here. It still has the same sense of humor as its predecessors, but the relationships feel a bit more grown up, and there's some interesting reflection. The baddies are also a really great riff on the classic body snatchers trope, but with a modern English twist. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. I know this one's going to be a bit contentious because it is probably the most off-brand film Edgar Wright has made so far, but it still has that fantastic musicality and quirky humor, but it also has a comic book style all its own. This is the only film that Wright has adapted from someone else's work, and he dives into it with both feet, in the end making one of the best comic book adaptations ever. It helps that the entire cast is terrific from top to bottom, but it's all the little things that make this movie so great. The many Torontoisms, the comic book flares, the clothes and sets, and all the little weird cuts and lines and framing, and really everything. It's a film you can watch dozens of times and still find something new to love. And that wraps up another episode of Film Ranker. Let me know which of Wright's 5 terrific movies is your fave, and as always, please like, subscribe, and go watch some of the other videos. This one was pretty short after all, and you know you don't want to get back to work just yet. And hopefully, I'll see you all next time.